Hello, welcome back to HFM Barbers. We're going to be doing something slightly different today with one of our videos. It's going to be concentrating on a certain area of the haircut. We're going to be doing a rolling video, so it's going to be quite a lot of haircuts with people's different hairlines and concentrating on that area, whether they want it square, tapered, and just working with people's like nape whirls at the back and all sorts of things going on just to overcome those problem areas. Okay, so this is the first one. The client today wants it square, okay, which is first of all we'll have to get the angles right on the sides and then square it off and taking off those corners here. As you can see, there's bits here growing inwards like that, so you've got to be careful that you don't come in too much when you're getting your angles right, because when the hair grows that way, some people have a tendency to go in a bit too much and they end up coming really high around the back. Okay, so you can see where the hair kind of stops growing here. That's where you kind of want to take it to on the square line, and these hair bits are coming in here. So what you need to do is you bring your comb in and then you take these long bits off here. But first of all we need to get these angles right, so I'll be doing them first. Okay, so to get the angle right, you can see here we've gone round the ear, nice curvature there, and this is the angle you want to be going at. So you're putting in your clippers and that's the angle you want to be going down, all the way down, okay? Like that. And just scrape away what's left. Okay, so you can see now we have got the angles. If you come to the back there, we've got the angles there coming down both sides, and now we can sort out the square at the back. Okay, so to do the square, you want to be standing at the back of the client, okay, and you just go where it stops. You make sure the client's nice and straight, you're nice and straight, and then you're coming in and you're putting that first one in there, not too high, okay, and then you follow it round to the right side and then follow it to the left side. And as you can see, you have these corner areas here. I like to take those corner edges off just so it looks a bit neater and it's got a bit more of a curve to it instead of a sharp edge. So I take the corners off. Like so, and as you can see the hair is growing in there and in there. So we just need to, even though we have squared it, we just need to come in like that and just take off those long bits just to taper them in a bit, alright? Okay, and that's the square. Okay, to give it a nice sharp look, what we're going to do is cut through the back of the neck out. So I'm just putting some Perosso shaving cream on the back there, around the hairline. And this will get it really nice and close to the skin, stops it growing back as quick. Okay, so you go into where you put it, tighten the skin up, and just come in down with it. Making sure your angle's alright. And this will give it a nice sharp look. As you can see, it's now looking a lot sharper with that square edge on it. Alright. You put your head up naturally for me now, sir. And there you have it. The square look at the back. Okay, so for this hairline, what it is he's had a number 2 on the top and the 1 on the sides. So the 1 is quite short, and today this client wants it out tapered. So that's graduating out from the skin to the length of that number 1. So once again, we've got to get our angles right. We've done the curvature around the ear. Get the angle and come down. On both sides. And depending on how long the back is, whether or not if they do want it tapered, you'd use the comb and come in like that at an angle and bring it out if it's a lot longer. But because he's got the 1 on there, we can use the clippers to our advantage. And if you just move the clippers to a 0.5, so that's pulling that bell down there. Put the head down. So we've got the angles right. Now we're just coming out and chipping away at that. Taking those bits off there. Now you come in, see this hair grows that way there, so we need to come down just to the hairline there and take away any bits that are along there. And we're coming out when you're bringing it, you're not going in and staying, you're just coming out. Alright, so it's blending it in automatically. And any bits that don't look blended, get your comb in and then just angle your comb and blend them out. Can you put your head up naturally for me now? And as you can see, that's tapered out to that number 1. So same principles are still the same. When we cut throat, we cut throwing it out and just a bit underneath. If we go too high, we'll end up making it square again. Okay, so we've put the shaving cream on. As you can see, we've gone a bit lower than the actual hairline, so we don't make it square again basically when we've just tapered it out. So same principle as the first one. Get the angle. And there you have it. And that's tapered for you. Okay, so for this client, he's had a number 4 back and sides, and he wants it square at the back. Now if you can see, his hair here, it grows in like that at both sides. Okay, so you're going to get longer bits here, so you need to bring your comb in first, get your angles right, but bring your comb in at this angle here, take the point of the comb to the hairline, okay, and then just come across it and take any long hairs off there. That's just because this hair is going in like that, and you just want to take away that harsh edge of it. Okay, even though the client wants it square, we still taper it a little bit, just so it's not looking as blunt. And the same with this side. You can see the hair's growing like up there like that. We want to bring it down, and then you can see here, you just take those edges off there, like that. And to square it, get the client sitting nice and straight, and yourself, and you're coming in. And moving to the right. Okay, it's just still looking a bit too harsh there, so I'm just going to take that edge off there. You can put your head up naturally now, please, sir. As you can see, it's just dropping down a bit on this side. Once again, still looking a bit harsh, I'll just take those bottom bits off again. So now if we centre this, the angles are just slightly moved there. So this side's just got to come in a bit more. And it can make it look very deceiving when you've got this type of hair coming in at the sides, because obviously you want to go by the angle of the ear here and come down nicely, but when the hair isn't growing there and it's growing a bit further in and then pushing in that way as well, it just makes it a lot worse. So you've got to compensate by just taking the edge off it so it's not as harsh. So you can see, if you zoom back a bit, you can see my positioning here is all square to him, and the client's head and shoulders are square. He's sitting up nice straight and he's exactly head down like that, okay? Sometimes you'll put the head down, you'll square it off and it will look, oh yeah, it looks really straight, and then you bring the back up again and it will either have an arching or it might be one side lower than the other. Okay, so you need to then just come back and then bend down, just chip away those edges that need sorting out, okay? And there you have it. That's a square.